We have a new chef here, Chef Paula, with the filling station in the new Larkin Square. You're here to join us.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Smells delicious. I wish we had smell-o-vision right now to tell everybody we're going to be cooking a salmon, correct?
We're doing a pan-seared salmon with mashed potatoes and a cucumber sour cream and dill salad to go on top.
Great. We'll get to that in just a second, but first, since you're a new chef, first time on the show, tell everybody first about the filling station, when it opened, what it's
The filling station about a month and a half ago. We're open for lunch right now. It's casual. We serve a lot of selection of wine and beer. And we also have a grilling station outside, which just opened yesterday, and that seats 20, and it's more of a tapas atmosphere. And then there's also an Airstream trailer that serves paninis.
And then there's the inside.
Then there's the inside dining room, correct.
And it's more of a casual place?
Casual, yep. And then we'll be starting to serve dinners probably in October.
Great, and stuff for vegetarians, things
Correct.
for
Yep.
everybody.
Vegans, you name it, yes.
Oh, really? Even
Yes.
vegan
Yep.
food?
We make all of our own food from scratch. You know, we do all of our own butchering, you know, everything like that, so.
Is it, do you get it from farmers then too? Is it local?
We get some of our local from farmers and other, you know, I get some of my meat out of Boston, some of the fish out of Boston.
Delicious. Sounds very fresh. And tell me about the menu a little bit before we get into this dish.
I do clean, simple food, so I don't use a ton of ingredients. I just like everything fresh. Like I said, we do all of our own butchering of our meats and fish and stuff like that, so everything's just clean, fresh.
Great. And speaking of ingredients, we have them up on the screen right now. Talk about the ingredients in this dish, what people would need.
We need salmon. We need cucumbers. I use English cucumbers. They have less seeds. Dill, potatoes, onion, butter, milk, a little soy sauce, and some cider vinegar.
Simple.
Very simple.
I'll get it at the same place at the supermarket, wherever you
yes.
want. Okay, well, we're going to let you stay here, keep preparing everything. We'll come back to the kitchen in just a minute, but first we're going to send it over to Emily.
Welcome back. We're with Chef Paula from the filling station. Joined with me now is Leslie. You're kind of the director at the Larkin Square, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to kind of take a break a little bit from cooking this segment. We are making a delicious salmon dish. We'll get back to that in the long cooking segment. But talk to me about some events going on at Larkin Square.
Sure, thanks. Thanks for having us. We heard a little bit about the filling station, and the filling station is within our greater area of Larkin Square, which is at the intersection of Seneca and Swan in Larkinville, a great emerging district.
I love that name, Larkinville.
Yeah, it's fun.
If that doesn't get you down there.
So what we have is we have lots of whimsical outdoor seating. It's open to the public, and our special feature each week is every Wednesday night from 5 to 8. We have Live at Larkin.
Okay.
So tomorrow night, for example, we have Grace Sternberg and Dee Adams coming, and it's just fun. And so Paula's cooking up out at the grill. In addition to our indoor filling station, which she referred to, we have an outdoor grill. We have our converted Airstream camper. So everybody's cooking up food. We have beer, wine, soft drinks. It's just a lot of fun.
How fun. Now, Chef Paula, if somebody wanted to come down tomorrow night and make a night of it, what would you recommend they kind of set up their, you know, loose itinerary? It's summer, but how would they plan their evening? What would you suggest?
For food?
For food, for fun, everything.
First off, always start with a glass of wine.
Okay.
And then, I mean, we're not, tomorrow's Wednesday, yes.
Yes.
So, yeah, at the grill station where we do simple food like hot dogs, and we're doing vegan burgers tomorrow.
Okay.
And I'm not quite sure what else yet, to be honest with you. But we also have the Airstream trailer, which is open. And then the inside, which serves paninis. And on the inside, we do a lot of deli foods. Watermelon fruit. We do sandwiches, salads, and things like that. And we serve wine and beer on the inside as well.
So you could plan to get dinner outside and kind of listen to music in the outdoor setting, or you could go inside and kind of have a dinner maybe before the music and
Which
then
is
go
open.
after.
There's garage doors that open up so you can hear everything and see everything. Yeah.
I'm going to have to go down there and check it out. I keep hearing about this, a great buzz about Larkin Square. Coming up in our long cooking segment, we're going to start putting together our delicious salmon. That looks like a great piece of salmon with Chef Paula. And again, ladies, thank you so much for being here today. So we're cooking now with Chef Paula from the filling station. We are making our salmon dish.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, we started off with our potatoes. I boiled them, and then I drained them, and I put them in a dry pan just to dry the potatoes out a little bit so that they're not so wet.
Okay.
I diced an onion with a little bit of butter and milk, and we're going to add that to the potatoes.
And I heard you say earlier you like to keep your ingredients fresh and not too complicated.
Correct.
I love that,
Very
especially
simple,
for summer.
And light. I'm just going to spray my pan for the salmon.
Okay.
Sorry about the smoke.
That's fine.
And what I do first is that we do the potatoes, but I do soak the salmon in soy sauce for about 5 minutes.
Okay.
And then you make sure you dry it off so when you put it in the pan it doesn't spray all over you.
So you don't even need to let it marinate, I guess, per
For about
se,
5
that
minutes.
long. Yeah.
Nope, 5 minutes.
Not
That's
too
it.
bad
Just
at
want
all.
to get a nice sear.
Ooh, yummy.
Okay.
Okay.
And then we're going to start to put our cucumbers on the mandolin,
Okay.
which I call Mandy because you have to be nice to her, otherwise she will cut you. And as we're doing
Okay.
Leslie, you can just, if you want, please just pour a little bit of that into the cucumbers.
I'll be the
into the
observer.
potatoes.
And Leslie, of course, you kind of are the director of events at Larkin Square, right?
Yes.
Okay. And we were talking about an event that you missed that you wanted to mention. What was that?
Yes, in addition to, we try to make lots of fun on Wednesday nights, so in addition to the music, we also have a marketplace. So it's a twist on a farmer's market. We have some farmers, some local bakers, we have artisans.
Okay.
So every Wednesday night you could come and do your grocery shopping and your gift shopping, too,
So
while you're
Wednesday
having
night,
music.
Larkinville is the place to be.
Exactly.
And also, while we're doing some other stuff in the kitchen, I don't know if we can come back here. This plate here, I was commenting on how much I liked it, but this also has some historical significance, right?
Yes, this is our custom design plate that we use, and I'm calling this our Larkin Pink, and it was inspired by some original Larkin china. As you may know, the listeners may know that the Larkinville, it's all in the area on where the name came from, the Larkin Soap Company from the turn of the century.
Right,
so
right.
they made all kinds of products,
Dealing
china,
with
things
the
like
Darwin
that.
Martin house, too, I think, right?
Yes, Darwin Martin was a senior vice president at the Larkin Soap Company, and that's, again, how Frank Lloyd Wright came to town and did so many homes. And the filling station was from the 1930s. It was a part of the Larkin Soap Company, and they had planned to have a whole chain of gas station car repair.
Okay.
And so this, I think it was filling station number 6, and that's what we converted into
That's so cool. I love
restaurant.
that. Okay, now we're going to get back to the salmon. So we're flipping the salmon. Just wanted to get a nice sear
Yep,
on
just
it.
want to get a nice sear on it, and while that's going and the potatoes are done, I just have to season with a little bit of salt.
Okay. And you don't want to over stir potatoes, right? Or they get
No,
a little bit too
it's starchy.
Okay.
That's why I always use a mashed potato or masher, not a mixer.
Old fashioned.
Yes.
Best way.
Yes. And so the cucumbers is you just put them on the mandolin, so they look like little julienne strips.
Okay.
A little bit of salt.
Okay.
A little bit of cider vinegar. Sour cream. And the dill. And I just rip it. I don't chop it because it has a tendency to turn a little bit brown.
Okay.
And just pick it roughly. It's really tender, so you don't have to worry about getting a little bit of stem in there.
So I was going to say, so the stem is okay.
Yeah, the stem's okay. And then you just mix this up.
That looks yummy.
It's just nice and fresh. It's nice and light, and you think because of the mashed potatoes it might be heavy, but it really isn't.
Now, can you get these plates, like say you wanted to get them for a gift set or for your home? Are you able to do that?
We haven't done it, but I think it's a great idea, something we may look into. We do have some other kind of Frank Lloyd Wright inspired mugs that you can get on our Larkin development website.
Yep. I'll turn that off so no one's burning themselves.
Okay.
Okay, so this is what we're going to do.
And it smells delicious. I just have to say, Melina said that earlier. If only we had smell of it, and it smells so fresh and yummy.
I don't like to overcook my salmon. I'd rather have it a little bit under because it will cook after you take it out of the pan.
Okay.
So all we're doing is we just put a little bit of mashed potato on the plate.
Okay.
Like so. And you take one of your pieces of salmon, which I don't have my spatula, but we'll use this instead.
I think we're going to get it plated just in time to send it into break, and then we'll have the finished
on
product,
top.
too, and a second helping coming up.
Yep. And then I just put this on top.
How pretty.
And it's nice and light.
And this isn't on the menu yet, but it will be in the future.
It will be, as soon as we open. Yep.
Okay, that's wonderful. All right, we'll be back with second helpings a little bit later, but I'm going to do the weather in 2 minutes. Stick with us. We'll be back.
All right, it's time for second helpings now. Back in the kitchen with Chef Paula and Leslie from the Filling Station, a new restaurant in Larkin Square. It smells so good in here. I wish everybody at home could smell what we're smelling. Talk about the second helpings. We just made the salmon dish with the potatoes and the zucchini. Talk about what's in this pan.
Okay, this pan is when I took the leftover mashed potatoes. I add a little bit of flour, an egg yolk, and then you just make a patty in the leftover salmon that you have. It's best when it's chilled so you can actually form the potato. Put the salmon in the center, make a patty, and then put it in panko crumbs, and then you just pan fry them. And then I took the extra cucumber
Over here in the blender.
and blended it. Excuse me.
Sure.
And then you just take this, the sauce, and
I
put a
just-
little bit on the plate.
Taste a little bit. It's so good. Very creamy. And what's in that? That's just
This
blended.
is just the cucumbers, the sour cream, the vinegar, from the julienne cucumbers that I did.
And you just blend it right up.
Just blend it right
and
up.
And how long do these have to cook for?
These are going to take about 5 minutes on each side, and then you can just pop them in the oven.
That's it.
And that's it. And then just a little garnish, and you're good to eat.
Delicious. And obviously feeds one person.
Well, that's obviously, that's a little big, so it could probably feed more than one person.
More than
But it'd
one
be a good
person?
appetizer for, you know, 2 people. So
And a simple dish to make,
very
too.
simple. That was simple. Anybody could make that.
Bring everybody else in here. I'm sure everybody is eager to try some of this stuff.
It looks absolutely delicious.
yeah,
I know. Can we dig in? Is that okay? Sure. We have our forks here.
I don't have any more.
I'll take
forks.
this plate right up and start eating it. It looks so good.
Now,
So
what are these little...
Here you
Those
go.
are microgreens, and I get them from
Thank you.
actually Gershio's.
Gershio.
So, yep.
And tomorrow night, 5 o'clock, is the place to be at Larkin.
Larkin, yep.
Yes.
Okay?
And tell people again exactly where it's located, the address and everything.
It's 745 Seneca Street, and it is between...
The intersection of Seneca and Swan Streets.
Okay, great.
Right off of the Smith Street Fillmore exit, just 3 blocks from there, off of 190.
That sounds
try this.
great. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us.
So good.
Thanks for being
This is delicious.
having us
Oh, it's
here.